The top stories. Ethiopian Public Health Institute says it gives priority to prevent the new strain of COVID-19. And coronavirus infections across Africa could reach the 3 million mark. Hello and thank you all for joining us. You're watching Addis News Hour. With the news, I'm Tabitha John. Do stay with us. The Ministry of Defense has announced the list of members of the TPLF group who have been assassinated in the recent law enforcement operation in Tigray State. Among those assassinated include Colonel Yemane Gebremikael, ringleader of the massacre in Maikadra. In a press conference issued yesterday, Brigadier General Tesfaye Ayalew, head of the Defense Forces Operation Department, said a number of senior military leaders of the TPLF junta were captured in the operation. Those who refused to surrender to the defense forces were assassinated, according to him. Among those who have surrendered to the defense forces include former State Minister of Transport, Mulu Gebrexiabher, and heads of regional bureaus, according to Brigadier General Tesfaye. Moreover, Dr. Alan Berhane, Colonel Mebratu Gebremedhin, Colonel Hadush Hagos, Colonel Hiluf Teklemedhin, and Lieutenant Colonel Teklehiwot Asafa surrendered to the defense forces, he said. A member of the TPLF and a law lecturer at Mekelle University, Gebra Amlak Yebio, who agitated people to create chaos and destruction, was also captured, Brigadier General Tesfaye indicated. A number of militia and special forces of the TPLF group have also surrendered to the government forces, he added. The Defense Army had received information that the remaining TPLF military leaders were hiding themselves in religious institutions, monasteries, and caves, Brigadier General Tesfaye noted. Several armed groups have been surrendering peacefully to security forces in Matakal zone of Benishangul Gumuz regional state, the Joint Task Force disclosed. The Joint Task Force announced that many armed forces are surrendering to the security forces in the zone. Lieutenant General Asrat Denero, who is in charge of the law enforcement and security sector, recalled that the destructive group killed citizens, looted and burnt properties, and committed atrocities in Bulen and Bekoji Waredas of Benishangul Gumuz regional state. He added that strong campaign has been underway to restore law and order in the area, and many are surrendering to the security forces. Civilians who fled their homes following earlier attacks are also returning to their homes, according to Lieutenant General Asrat Denero. Since the command post has taken control of the area, the inhabitants have been returning to their homes as stability was established in the areas. Democracy Building Center coordinator and command post political and public dialogue head Tesfaye Belgique said the hunting down of militant groups has continued. Legal and political measures are being taken against officials suspected of leading and coordinating the attacks, as well as negligence. The destructive group has caused misery and atrocities on various sections of the community, including the Gumuz communities that did not accept the group's objectives, he pointed out. Noting that the problem concerns only the evil forces, he said the task force is actively working in collaboration with the local community to find a lasting solution. Furthermore, he underlined that efforts have been intensified to provide humanitarian assistance to the displaced and rehabilitate them. Public discussions will be held in the process to ensure peace and the rule of law, it was learned. A national task force established by the Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed is undertaking security enforcement operations in the Metakel zone of Benishangul Gumuz regional state following the killing of some 207 innocent people in Metakel zone last week. Meanwhile, the Benishangul Gumuz Regional State Disaster Risk Management Commission calls government and non-government organizations to extend their humanitarian assistance to displaced persons in Metakal zone. The United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, UNHCR, and Action for the Needy in Ethiopia are providing a worth of 30 million birr non-food items to displaced persons in Metakal zone. Commissioner for the Benishangul Gumuz Disaster Risk Management Commission, Tarek Etesisa, urges institutions to continue their support for over 91,000 individuals who have been displaced due to conflict and instability in Metakal zone. Listen to this.
91398 ዜጎች ናቸው እስካሁን የተመዘገቡት ድጋፍ እየተደረገላቸው ያለው
We are providing humanitarian assistance for over 91,300 displaced individuals from Metakal zone in the state of Benishangul Gumuz. Based on the data that we have many unregistered displaced individuals in Metakal zone. Every day, the numbers of displaced individuals have been increasing. The UNHCR Assosa branch is handing over humanitarian assistance to Action for the Needy in Ethiopia. I hope we have been working along with Action for the Needy in Ethiopia to distribute this assistance to displaced persons.
UNHCR Senior Coordinator Yolanda Van Dijk, for her part, said the UNHCR is providing non-food item assistance to displaced individuals in Metakal zone.
Many non-food items to the Metakal zone, and our non-food items include kitchen sets, blankets, sleeping mats, jerry cans, mosquito nets. Because when the conflict started in Metakal zone a couple of months ago, we have been trying very hard to dispatch these non-food items to the area. And the items that are going to be delivered is for more than 4,000 households, so 20,000 people, while the need is much, much bigger. So we will continue working very closely together with the Disaster Risk Management Commission and with ANI to secure more items to be delivered.
COVID-19 is still affecting a magnitude of people's lives and the economies of many countries in the world. A new variant of it has been reported in some countries, including the United Kingdom, the USA, South Africa, and China, while they are still grappling to contain the former type. The Ethiopian Public Health Institute said it is working hard to prevent the emergency of the new strain of the coronavirus. Emmanuel Jorge reports.
It has been a year since COVID-19 was taken as a threat to the world community, and so far over 84 million people are victims of COVID-19 pandemic in the world, and among them over 1.8 million have died. Also in Africa, there are more than 2.7 million confirmed cases of coronavirus disease and over 2.2 million recovered, when around 64,000 lives have passed away. Deputy Director of Ethiopian Public Health Institute, Astralo Baine, said the institute is working to prevent the emergency of the new variant of COVID-19.
We are doing screening at the airport for COVID-19 to prevent COVID-19. We are also heard about the COVID-19, the new strain. So we have a risk to get that kind of new strain in Ethiopia, because we are flying to different countries of like Europe, American, even in Africa through Ethiopian Airlines. A lot of risks are there, so we need to mitigate and work on prevention areas. So the risk is high because the current COVID-19 situation in Ethiopia is becoming worse.
He added that they are working to mobilize the public to make precautionary measures as part of their lifestyle.
And now we are trying to address by mobilizing the community to use masks at a national level and at each level when they move from place to place, Nowadays, mask utilization, it is very low, so we need to push to use most of the community members to use masks, and also keeping physical distance, and as well as hand hygiene also another critical area. So no mask, no service is one of the initiative which will be launched very soon by the presence of His Excellency Prime Minister Dr. Abiy, and also Her Excellency President Sahlawork, as well as the Deputy Prime Minister.
In a research conducted in Ethiopia by WHO, 87% of the people is well aware of the COVID-19 pandemic, and Ethiopian artists have played the greatest role in informing the public along the media houses.
We were having big part just to give information for the public. We're working very hard day and night, and the result is, I think, known to everybody. Without we work, we artists, Ethiopian artists work without any payment for this long time. We should restart our effort that we were giving to the public and the country. So we will try our best as a civil society organization, my company or my institution, Ethiopian Filmmakers Association, will try with its best or our best, including the members, to fight against COVID. So we'll do that together with your media people. So we will try our best for the country and for the people.
The Ethiopian Public Health Institute mentioned that they have succeeded in some aspects of combating against COVID-19 when Ethiopian Public Health Institute discussed on reminding the public about the precautions and spread of the pandemic with artists.